The South China Sea, a shimmering expanse of turquoise waters, stretching over 3.5 million square kilometers, is one of the most contested regions in the world. Dotted with thousands of islands, reefs, and shoals, it is a marine paradise teeming with life and natural beauty. Yet, it's a region of immense beauty, but beneath the surface lies a dangerous current of geopolitical tension that threatens to disrupt the peace. At the heart of this storm are competing claims over territory, resources, and strategic influence, with nations vying for control over lucrative fishing grounds, potential oil and gas reserves, and crucial maritime routes. China and the Philippines are locked in a high-stakes standoff, each asserting their sovereignty over the contested waters. This dispute has the potential to escalate into a conflict with global ramifications, drawing in allies and adversaries from around the world. The South China Sea is not just a body of water. It is a vital shipping route through which approximately one-third of the world's maritime trade passes, making it a critical artery for global commerce. It is also a treasure trove of natural resources, including vast reserves of oil and natural gas, and rich fishing grounds that sustain millions of people. China claims almost the entire sea as its own, drawing a vast 9-dash line on maps to demarcate its claim, a move that has been met with international condemnation. This assertion directly challenges the territorial claims of several Southeast Asian nations, including the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, each of which has its own historical and legal claims to parts of the sea. The Philippines, a nation of over 7,000 islands, finds itself on the front lines of this maritime dispute, with its fishermen and coastal communities bearing the brunt of the tensions. With a long history of interaction with China, the Philippines is now facing increasing pressure from its powerful neighbor. Fishing boats are harassed, oil exploration is blocked, and the livelihoods of many are threatened. Military vessels conduct provocative maneuvers, creating a volatile environment where a single misstep could lead to open conflict. The situation is a powder keg, and the world watches with bated breath, aware that the outcome of this dispute could reshape the geopolitical landscape. The stakes could not be higher, as nations engage in high-stakes diplomacy and military posturing, each seeking to secure their interests and avoid a catastrophic confrontation. The outcome of this dispute will shape the future of the Asia-Pacific region and have profound consequences for international law, freedom of navigation, and the balance of power. The world holds its breath, hoping for a peaceful resolution to these troubled waters. The roots of the conflict in the South China Sea run deep, stretching back centuries. This region has long been a crossroads of maritime trade, cultural exchange, and territorial ambitions. To understand the present standoff, it's essential to delve into the historical currents that have shaped the region. The South China Sea has been a vital maritime corridor for centuries, with various empires and kingdoms vying for control over its strategic waters. China bases its expansive claim on historical maritime activities dating back to ancient dynasties. Chinese navigators and traders have sailed these waters for millennia, establishing a long-standing presence that Beijing argues justifies its current claims. These claims, however, are contested by historians and international legal experts. They argue that historical presence alone does not equate to legal ownership, especially in light of modern international maritime laws. The Philippines, for its part, points to its long history of inhabiting and controlling islands within the disputed waters. Filipino fishermen have plied these seas for generations, and historical records show Filipino settlements on several islands. Spanish colonization in the 16th century and subsequent American rule solidified the Philippines' claims to these territories. The Spanish established administrative control over the islands, which was later inherited by the United States after the Spanish-American War. After independence, the Philippines continued to assert its sovereignty, even establishing military outposts on some of the islands. These actions were meant to reinforce their claims and protect their interests in the region. The situation grew more complex in the 20th century, with the rise of China as a major power. China's economic and military resurgence has significantly altered the balance of power in the region. Following World War II, China began to assert its claims more forcefully, occupying several features in the South China Sea. This period marked the beginning of a more aggressive stance by Beijing, which has continued to this day. The discovery of significant oil and gas reserves in the region further fueled tensions. These resources are highly coveted, and control over them could provide substantial economic benefits to the claimant nations. The collapse of the Soviet Union and China's subsequent economic boom emboldened its maritime ambitions. With fewer global powers to counterbalance its rise, China has pursued a more assertive policy in the South China Sea. China's growing military might, coupled with its assertive foreign policy, has raised concerns among its neighbors and the international community. The militarization of the South China Sea has led to increased tensions and the potential for conflict. The Philippines, once a U.S. colony and now a treaty ally, finds itself caught in the middle of this geopolitical tug-of-war. The strategic alliance with the United States provides some security, but also complicates the dynamics with China. Regional efforts to resolve the disputes through diplomacy and international law have been ongoing. ASEAN and other international bodies have sought to mediate and find peaceful solutions, but the path to resolution remains fraught with challenges. Today, the South China Sea remains a vital and contested region, rich in resources and strategic importance. The historical claims and modern geopolitical interests continue to shape the future of this crucial maritime corridor. The year 2012 marked a significant turning point in the South China Sea dispute. A tense standoff between China and the Philippines over the Scarborough Shoal brought the two nations to the brink of conflict. The shoal, a group of rocks and reefs located within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, became the epicenter of the escalating tensions. Chinese fishing vessels, backed by maritime surveillance ships, entered the area and began fishing within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The Philippines responded by deploying its own Coast Guard vessels, leading to a tense, weeks-long standoff. The situation garnered international attention, highlighting the fragility of peace in the region. China eventually gained control of the shoal, effectively denying Filipino fishermen access to their traditional fishing grounds. The Philippines, outmatched militarily, was forced to back down. The incident sent shockwaves through the region, demonstrating China's willingness to use force to assert its claims. The Scarborough Shoal standoff had lasting consequences for the region. It exposed the limitations of the Philippines' military capabilities, prompting Manila to seek closer security ties with the United States. It also intensified anti-China sentiment within the Philippines, further complicating the relationship between the two nations. In any potential conflict over the South China Sea, the military balance between China and the Philippines is heavily skewed. China, with its rapidly modernizing armed forces, possesses overwhelming military superiority over the Philippines. This disparity in military strength is a key factor shaping the dynamics of the dispute. China's military advancements have been nothing short of remarkable, with significant investments in technology and infrastructure. The sheer scale and sophistication of China's military capabilities make it a formidable adversary in any potential conflict. China boasts a formidable military machine, with the world's largest navy in terms of ship numbers. Its arsenal includes advanced warships, submarines, fighter jets, and ballistic missiles. China's military spending has been on a steady upward trajectory for decades, reflecting its ambition to project power far beyond its borders. The country's focus on enhancing its naval capabilities is particularly noteworthy, as it seeks to assert its dominance in the South China Sea and beyond. This strategic emphasis on maritime power is a clear indication of China's broader geopolitical ambitions. The Philippines, on the other hand, has a relatively small and outdated military. Years of underfunding and a focus on internal security threats have hampered the Philippines' ability to develop a credible maritime defense posture. While the Philippines has taken steps to modernize its armed forces, it faces an uphill battle in closing the gap with China. Despite its military disadvantages, the Philippines has shown resilience and determination in addressing its defense challenges. The country's efforts to upgrade its military hardware and improve training for its personnel are commendable, even if they fall short of matching China's capabilities. The Philippines does possess some asymmetric capabilities. Its geographic location with numerous islands and straits could pose challenges to a Chinese invasion force. Moreover, the Philippines' close relationship with the United States, a superpower with a significant military presence in the region, could act as a deterrent. The strategic alliance between the Philippines and the U.S. provides a critical counterbalance to China's military might. Joint military exercises and defense agreements between the two nations enhance the Philippines' defensive posture and contribute to regional stability. This partnership underscores the importance of international cooperation in addressing security challenges in the South China Sea.